guys, welcome back. My name's Jacob Furr. We're continuing our guitar lessons here at the Fort Worth Public Library. For this lesson, we're going to build some bigger chords. So before, we were just doing some open strings and using one finger at a time. Today, we're going to use all 4 fingers on our left hand. So it's going to get a little bit tricky, but just follow along. I know you can do this. It's not as complicated as it seems. So if you'll remember from our very first lesson, we numbered our strings: the first string, second string, third string, fourth string, fifth string, and sixth string. And we also numbered our frets: 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we're going to use that pretty extensively today to build these chords. So the first chord we're going to build is a G chord. And what I want you to do is take your third and fourth fingers of your left hand, and we're going to put our fourth finger on the third fret of the first string, and our third finger, we're going to put it on the third fret of the second string. And we're going to hold those two guys down. And this feels a little weird at first, but it's okay. You'll get used to it after a while. And I want you to just strum the first three strings of the guitar and get those two guys sounding out just like that. Now you notice these two fingers are hanging free right now. They're about to become real important here in just a second. But for right now, let's just strum these 3, because these 2 fingers aren't going to move for our first 3 chords today. They're just going to stay right where they are. They're not going anywhere. Just on the third string of the first string, or the third fret of the first string and the second string. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do, we're going to take these 2 fingers that have been hanging free. We're going to put our first finger, that's our index finger, on the second fret of the 5th string, right here, and strum all 5 strings for me real quick. I'll hold those down, and then we're going to take our second finger, and we're going to put on the 3rd fret of the 6th string, and we're going to strum all 6 strings here. One note at a time. Go ahead and strum through that with your thumb. And if you've got them all sounding out, you're doing pretty good. If there's a little bit of buzzing or some of them are muted, it's okay. We're just getting our hands moving, and we've only had 3 lessons in this. It takes some time, so we're not in any hurry. So we got our first chord, which is a G chord. Okay, so we're going to move. You might say, well, how do I move between these other chords? Well, we're going to use what are called guide fingers to move. So we're going to take these 2 fingers that are here on the 6th string and the 5th string, and we're going to just move them up a string. Remember, because up is that way, because we're going up to the higher number, or the higher strings. So we're going to go from the G chord here, and we're going to take these 2 fingers, and we're going to move them together to the 5th string and the 4th string. And you strum 5 strings on this one. So once again, we're going to start from the G chord down here. And you take these 2 fingers, first finger, second finger, you move them up 1 string, and back down, just back and forth between these 2 chords. Okay, once you got that down, once you're moving these 2 fingers by themselves, just back and forth between those 2 guys. And you notice these 2 fingers are still, they're not moving, they're not going anywhere. We're going to do one more chord. We're going to go from the G chord. We're going to start here on the 6th string. So we got 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And all you're going to do to get to the E minor chord, I want you to just take your second finger, and we're going to pull it back here and tuck it in underneath on the 2nd fret of the 4th string. So right here. With your 3rd and 4th finger staying down, we're going to move this 2nd finger right back underneath here to the 4th string at the 2nd fret. I'm going to strum all 6. Then back to the G chord. Back to the E minor chord. Back to the G chord. So, I mentioned earlier that we're using guide fingers to do this, right? So our guide fingers are fingers that either stay on the same fret or the same string in between chords. So on the G chord, our guide fingers stay on the same frets. They stay on the 3rd fret and the 2nd fret, and they just move up a string. And between the G and the E minor chord, our guide finger is our first finger. It doesn't move, but our second finger does. It comes all down by itself, just like that. So we've got G, C, G, and E minor. And you can put those together in any combination that you want to for now. So you can do G, C, E minor, G, or you can start from E minor and do it however you want to. Any combination of that. And then our lesson prior to this one was the strumming lesson. You can add your strums into these chords once you get the chords down pretty good. So we'll just do our 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 strum over these 3 chords. So we're going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and E minor, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then back to our G chord, and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so now we've got some strumming. We've got some real basic bigger chords where we're using 4 fingers. And we've learned about how to use our guide fingers, which are fingers that move between the same fret or they stay on the same string, and they help us kind of anchor ourselves on the guitar. All right, that's lesson number 3. Thanks for watching. We're going to do a few more of these, so stay tuned.